We got one apple, both of us, and he ate half and I ate half for 9 hours. Yes.
Now I see you as a very successful individual, driving a nice car, having all these
Yeah.
luxury vacations,
Yeah.
having a successful business. But it all started from somewhere.
I still love my cleaning job.
Yeah.
I still love it. I'm proud of it. Tabish, I worked 95 hours in a week in your childhood.
It is stuck here.
You're still stuck there. Actually, for students who come after 12th or high school, I believe so. For them, it's very important to have a good college life,
Because they have missed the college life back in
exactly,
India as well, right?
I'm missing something.
इन्फ्लुएंस करता है मेरा जो परार है वो खुद ही मोड़ का दस यार
yeah, it's
for money are you talking like
Interview your future self with Tabish Shad.
Welcome to our new episode of IYF podcast, where you can interview your future self. Today on our set, we have a very special guest with us, Mr. Anurag. Before I get to him, let me introduce him to you all. That this individual came to this country as an international student, and now he's a very successful immigration consultant in Canada. So, Anurag, thank you for taking your time today.
No problem, Tabish. Always a pleasure.
Awesome. So, first of all, we want to congratulate you on your great success in immigration business.
Thank you so much.
Right. So, before we get to that, Anurag, we want to know about your background
Mhm.
and when you moved to this country,
Mhm.
and also if you could add that what were your initial days and how did they look like?
Tabish, I come from a middle class family from basically from Haryana.
Okay.
So my birth city is Karnal.
Okay.
So it's like hour and a half away from New Delhi, the
Okay.
capital. So
Yeah.
I come from there, and my first day in Canada was 26th December 2011. So
Okay.
almost I would say 12 years ago.
You remember
And
the dates?
yeah, I exactly remember the date.
Okay.
I even remember the first time I landed, and I called the person who was supposed to come and pick me up.
Yeah.
I called him 5 times, and
He didn't show up?
he no, like he initially showed up, but after the seventh call, some other one of the other friends picked up the call, and I was like, "Where is this guy? I've been waiting at the airport, right?" But
Yeah.
initially, yeah, he came up, and I was there. So yeah, it has been 12 years, and
Yeah.
I must say it has been a roller coaster.
Yeah.
My journey through it. My initial days, I initially came to Sheridan College,
Okay.
Davis campus, which is the most
Famous one.
infamous Brampton campus,
Yeah.
So, but I was living in Malton, Mississauga,
Okay.
and initial days, because at that time there were not too many international students,
Right.
especially from my side of belt, like from Haryana, right?
Oh.
Punjab already
Yeah.
used to have it. Many students
Yeah.
were migrating from Punjab,
Right.
but for my side, number one priority at that time and at this time also, it's Australia. So people from Haryana, they love to go to Australia. They don't want to come to
Yeah.
Canada. I don't know why. Either it's Australia or either it's US. So
Okay.
so yeah, for me it was like, no, I don't want to go to Australia. I want to go to Canada. For me, it
Okay.
was like that. And initially I came in here and I went to Sheridan College, and I was like, it's gonna be hard for me. It's
Yeah.
gonna be maybe hour and a half or a 2 hours journey on the bus. So like, you know what? No, it doesn't make any sense spending 4 hours or 4.5 hours of my daylight in just
traveling.
traveling, right?
Wow.
So I was like, and winter is gonna come, and
Mhm.
so it's gonna be pretty bad for me. So I was like, you know what? Let me just change to any other institution where I want to do it. So
Okay.
I switched from Sheridan to Humber College North Campus.
Okay.
I would say in terms of academically, both of them are pretty much same,
Yeah.
and with both of them are beautiful campus.
Right.
So I after 4 months, I went to Humber College North Campus, which was just like 15 minutes away from my house. I was living
Okay.
in Malton. Study was hard, I would say,
Mhm.
because with Humber and Sheridan,
What did you study?
I did a undergraduate diploma in business management. So
Okay.
pretty much like it was a generic course,
Okay.
and I would say it was hard because initially these colleges are not like a 2 day class colleges.
Right.
You have
They
to
have
go
a
4
full
to
week
5
schedule.
days, full week schedule, and
Yeah.
I still remember I used to have a Wednesday class 7 a.m.
Right.
and I used to finish my job around 1:30 at night, reach home
Wow.
by 2:30, had my dinner at 3 a.m., and then I used to wake up maybe 6 a.m. and then
Go back to class.
running to get my 22 number my way bus. Yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, initially like it was hard. I started my first job as a cleaner. I
Okay.
was a cleaner in um, fruits and vegetable cutting factory, one
Mm.
of the major suppliers to Walmart, Sobeys, and Loblaws.
Right.
So I used to be a cleaner there. So whatever dump they used to get it, and then I was the one who used to take the cart and dump it into the composter. I didn't like that job, believe me. Initially, I even went for 2 3 days, and I was like, "What the hell I'm doing
Yeah.
here?" Like I was driving my heavy bike in India, and I
Yeah.
was having chill time.
Yeah.
Wow, this is what I dreamed of I will be
Yes.
doing in Canada, right?
Yeah.
And then yeah, I left the job, and then I was sitting at home for 1 month, month and a half.
Okay.
I didn't find a job. Like I was crazy. I was working night shift sometime. Then you have to wait for the agency to give you a
Mm.
call, right? And in my those days, we were not even allowed to do the 20 hours initially, because that
Oh.
rule came after that, after 4 or 6 months. Because once you study 6 months, then they used to give you a SIN card. It was
Okay.
actual physical card, like a license.
So for 6 months you don't work.
You don't work, yeah. For 6 months actually you don't
Wow.
work, yeah. So it was pretty hard at that time, but then you complete your first 6 months, and then you apply for SIN number online, and then
Yeah.
they used to send you actual SIN card. People who have been here for more than 10 years, they know it used to be actual SIN card, like a license. Now they
Right.
just give you a paper, right?
Paper.
But yeah, it was used to be a SIN card. So
Yeah.
after 6 months I got my SIN card, and then again, yeah, it was pretty hard. I was doing maybe like I used to work afternoon shifts. Like I used to wake up in the morning, go to school,
Yeah.
get my school done. I used to try to do it, and this is one of the things where students can take a note of it. If you have some time, just stay at your campus. Try to finish your assignments when you are in your school.
In campus only.
Yes.
Okay.
If you have 1 hour after your study,
Yeah.
and you have maybe hour or 2 hours where your shift starts,
Yeah.
try to spend more time in campus, because when you are in campus, you'll tend to do, or you'll tend to complete your assignments more early as when you're sitting home. Because then obviously if you're at home, you need a quiet place or a separate room,
That's so
which is
right.
not usually not possible if you're living with your friends and something
Yeah.
like. Because we all know we are from middle class, and we try to share rooms when
Share
you're
rooms.
at school time, right?
Right.
So just I used to try to stay at campus.
Right.
Obviously the day I'm not working, I'll be at the college. I'm not coming home that day.
Okay.
So I'll finish all of my week's assignments, whatever. But yeah, it was hard. It was very hard managing. It
Mm.
was type of a, I would say, cultural shock for me also, academic shock for me also. I didn't know how to manage my money. So
Mm.
whatever I working, I didn't know actually what to do for with it. Like maybe I'm making $500, $600 a week.
Week.
That was pretty much 10 years ago, right? So I
Yeah.
didn't know what I'm supposed to do with it.
Yeah.
Should I keep it in the bank? Should I just go and buy new shoes?
Right.
Or maybe just go and do party with my friends, right? And then
Yeah.
the main focus for me, coming from a middle class family, was okay. The first number one thing for me and for all the students they come there is, first of all, your number one thing is to study. If you're coming to Canada as a student,
Yeah.
please make sure your primary activity is study.
Study.
Please give most of your time, whatever you can, to your studies. And okay, everyone is here to make money.
Right.
Everyone is here to make some money and help and support their family back home.
Yeah.
And then you need to pay your third semester and fourth semester fees
Right.
also, because you come here and you already have paid 1 year fees. So
1 year
you're settled
fees.
down for at least 8 months, and then you might have to pay your third and fourth semester fees.
Yeah.
But again, please make study as your principal activity, because if Canadian immigration or Canadian government has given you a chance to enter in Canada,
Yeah.
you came as a student. So your study should be primary
Focus.
activity, primary focus.
Okay.
Working, it's fine. You can do 20 hours initially, and then if you tend to graduate, obviously you will be working enough, right?
Yeah.
But then again, my recommendation is you got to be working smart, not like me. Like again,
Okay.
I was doing cleaning job because at that time there was no certification. We never had type of exposure which current student have it,
Yeah.
because internet at that time was not that much.
Mhm.
For us, internet was maybe YouTube,
Okay.
and YouTube was also not that popular 10 or 12 years ago, which it is right now.
Yeah.
So today we have Twitter, Snapchat, everything.
Everything.
Nothing, right? Nothing at that time, right? So right now students can learn different ways to make money and
Mhm.
work smarter, not harder, right?
Yeah.
For me, it was very hard. And again, for 10 years, I have tried to evaluate or evolve myself in being a better individual. And I always tend to help international student in any ways I have
Possible.
been, because it has been my own journey. I have been all through those parts
Yeah.
where international student goes through in each and every single step.
Right.
Graduating from Humber College in 2014 2015, and then I was pretty happy getting a advanced diploma in business management. For me,
Yeah.
Humber College was like, okay, yeah, I have been a war, right?
Yeah.
And 5 days a week classes, and
Mhm.
college is pretty good. They have a
Okay.
pretty good campus.
Yeah.
They have a new building right now in North Campus.
Hmm.
So whenever I tend to pass by from there, I always tell to my friends, they have made this building from my money. I paid them the fees,
I
right?
paid
So
them the
like
fees.
they are making this building out of our international student
So it's
money. But yeah,
okay.
it's a pretty good college. And
Yeah.
if someone is looking for actual kind of exposure they want it, like they want to study with domestic student, doesn't matter their race or which
Yeah.
religion or whatever they are from, but if you want to get an actual exposure, I
Awesome.
would recommend at least doing 8 months of study.
Hmm.
It's okay if you are international student, your focus is, let me get the work permit, let me get PR, and I'll think about it what I'm supposed to do it, right?
Yeah.
It's fine. But again, if you are PR, I would recommend every student at least do a certificate program in these type of colleges.
Okay.
Maybe move out of GTA,
Yeah.
go to Berry, they have Georgian College, Belleville, Loyalist College.
Yeah.
Just go and feel the type of exposure you are supposed to get here.
Right.
What is the thinking of a Canadian domestic student? How
Yeah.
do they think?
Yeah.
How do they carry themselves?
Right.
How do they do their homework, or how do they tend to respond to assignments, or how do they actually do a group assignments? I was
Hmm.
pretty lucky enough. For myself, in my group, I had students from Iran, from Russia, from Latam, South
So
America,
you actually got the
Mexico.
exposure of abroad.
I actually got it.
Yeah.
I actually got it in Humber College. But as per the current influx, we have it from Indian students coming in, which is
Yeah.
pretty good for us.
Yes.
But then, if we usually tend to go to other colleges or satellite campuses here, you don't get that type of exposure.
Right.
You usually get this type of exposure if you're going to a university.
Right.
So it's very important for them, because obviously they are paying so much money. You know how
Yeah.
much international student pays? It's like
Definitely. It's like three, four
18
times.
18 $20,000 for a year. That's
Yeah.
too much.
Too much.
A domestic student pays 5,000, right? So at least they are entitled to that type of exposure, which they might not get it if they're studying here in Brampton.
For sure.
So recommendation is, number one is choose your course wisely.
Wisely.
Whatever you will be choosing, and everyone knows what's my strength, what's my weakness.
Yeah.
Don't just follow your friends. Okay, if he's doing accounting or she's doing accounting, I'll also do
I'll
that.
just
No,
go. You know
no,
what
don't do
happens,
that.
Anurag, when I came to this country, even we didn't have any,
Yeah,
this kind of guidance.
yeah.
And something similar happened when I went to my immigration consultant back in India, in
Mm,
Chandigarh, and my wording was to them, whatever course,
mm.
whichever city,
Yeah.
whatever intake, just send me as soon as
Just send
possible.
me, just lend me to Canada. Wherever
Yeah,
it says Canada, whether it's Nunavut,
yeah,
anywhere, it should be Canada.
yeah,
I'll find my way to Brampton.
exactly. And I think that's the responsible of, majority of the individuals.
Exactly, yeah. I don't blame them actually.
Yeah,
It's not your fault, Tabish. It's actually because what type of information we are fed back home
yeah,
is just like, once you reach here, that's it.
yeah.
Once you reach here, you're good.
That's the
You're
success.
good. Everything will be all right by themselves. You don't
Yeah,
have to do anything. College is gonna do assignments on your own. They will give you discount. You can pay your fees in installment. You'll
right.
get your PR by yourself. You'll get your certs. No, that's not how it works.
Yeah,
The main thing, the main exam starts as soon as you land here,
yeah,
and you are hit by a rock saying, okay, I have to do my own dishes.
yes,
I have to wash my own clothes.
yes,
I have to make my own bed. I
yeah,
have to get up in the morning, go to school. I
exactly.
have to catch a bus in -25,
Right,
right?
right.
And then I have to go and listen to my boss, right? And then I have to make my bread, get
Yeah,
40 hours a week and pay my bills,
yeah,
right?
right.
Which we never think when we are India, when we just go to dad, can I have 500 rupees?
For
And then they say, why you want it? And I'm like, why are you asking me? I just
Yeah,
need money. Give me
yeah,
my money. When I was in my college, right? I
right.
did 1 year college in India.
Okay.
So I do come in that category.
Mhm.
So I was basically, I finished my 12th, and then I wanted to come right away, but like my parents they were a little bit of tentative, sending me, what, you are pretty young to go.
Okay.
And they got me into, like, what, you do 1 year in college, and I did 1 year in Dayal Singh College,
They
Karnal.
try to delay it.
They try to delay it as much as they can be. And
Yeah.
then my sister was also getting married, and they were like, you know what, will you be coming back after 6 months? So let the
Yeah.
marriage be happen, and then you can go later on.
Okay.
So at in the time I came, 2011, immigration, it used to there was no, it used to be a program. Right now it is called SDS, which is Student Direct Stream, in which all the like 9 countries come in there, including India, Pakistan, Morocco, Senegal, and other
Okay.
countries. So they pay 1 year fees, and So when I came there, this was not the program. The previous one was called actually SPP,
Okay.
Student Partner Program. In that, you just pay 6 months fees. There was no GIC, nothing. So I paid $5,400 to Sheridan, right? And
Yeah.
then I initially paid 6,000 to Humber, and the fourth semester fees I still remember I paid $6,400. It was pretty less. It was pretty less at that time.
When you changed the college,
Yeah,
Anurag, in those times, like
yeah,
12 years back,
yeah.
did you get your fees back?
Yeah. So when I went into Sheridan, I would say the vibe was good
Hmm.
because there are lots of Indian students and especially students from Punjab in Sheridan. There's nothing wrong about Sheridan. The campus is great. They have a beautiful campus built up with lots of natural light. And I was like, you know what? That was a point of time I had to make a decision because
Yeah.
I was new in the country. I have no idea how I will move to Brampton
Right.
because I was staying with my friends there in Malton, and I was like, you know what? It doesn't make sense spending 4 hours in a day. And
Exactly.
believe me, I was calculating because I was making $10 an hour.
You
So
were
like
thinking $40.
I'm losing $40 a day. Wow, I can't do this, right?
Right.
You won't believe, Tabish. I had when I came from India, it was British Airways, and I had a 9 hours halt in London
Wow.
because I chose that ticket because that was cheaper,
Right.
right? And my family had a pretty mediocre background at that time, so we would tend to save as much money as we can.
We all do that.
Yeah, sitting at London airport, I had one of my friend named Rahul,
Yeah.
and then I was sitting at London airport and I had a notebook and a pen in my hand, right? For 9 hours we didn't eat anything.
Damn.
For 9 hours we didn't eat anything. We had 500 rupees from back home. We went to the currency counter and changed it, and
It will
then
become what?
we got one apple, both of us, and he ate half and I ate half for 9 hours,
Wow.
right? And then I was sitting there, I was actually writing and calculating how much money I'll be making in a day and how much in a week and how much I
When
will
you
be
come to
spending
Canada.
when I was not even here.
Here.
Believe me, when I was not even here. Yeah, so for me, I had I was like, okay, my parents, they all exhausted their saving paying
Hmm.
my fees and getting me a ticket and everything. So what I'm supposed to do, I'm
It's up
supposed
to
to do
me
it on
now.
my own.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that type of, I would say this was a type of triggerment I needed it
Yeah.
for doing it myself, for maybe sleeping 3 hours in a day.
Yeah.
So my schedule was waking 6 a.m., reaching college by 7 or 5. My class, I was always late at my class, sitting at the last bench. Sometimes I tend to snore also when I was sleeping in my
Yeah.
class. So yeah, those days I remember it. And then finishing class by 2:30 or 3,
Yeah.
and then going to on my way back to work. There used to be a fresco.
Right.
Everyone, we are familiar with frozen pranthas, right?
Yeah.
So I tend to go and I pick a paneer prantha
Okay.
packet and a ball of curd,
Yeah.
and then I'll just go there and I'll heat it up and I'll eat it, and then I'll start my shift maybe by 4 p.m., and then I tend to work till 1 or 1:30.
Wow.
Come back, reach home by 2:30,
Sleep for
and
three
then
hours.
yeah, most probably, and then maybe eat something. Sometime I don't eat it because I was living in a basement. There was a tenant upstairs. They said, you cook so late, we are disturbing. I'm like, I'm supposed to eat what I'm supposed to eat, right? Like, okay, I
Yeah.
understand because they have morning shift also, and then
Yeah.
sometimes I don't even eat or something like that, and then after 3 hours I wake up, and then it goes
Wow. The cycle
backward.
goes on.
And then weekend, when everyone used to tend to party, I was like, no, no, I don't want to party, I want to work more hours there,
Yeah.
because weekend is where you can maybe spend 4 or 5 hours in college, and then um tend to work more hours on the weekends, right?
Anurag, I'm seeing a very fascinating fact here. This is the separation point. This is
Yes.
something we share.
Yes.
Similar, it was similar. It is similar in both our stories.
Yeah.
The same thing happened with me when I came to this country in 2018. Right.
Yeah.
I used to work weekends. I used
Mm-hmm.
to work the double shift on weekends, and
Yeah.
my friends would plan maybe an outing or maybe
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
And I remember once that I called my friend. Okay, can you pick me up from from this restaurant
Uh-huh.
because you're nearby, or
Uh-huh.
scared one, you're here for a movie,
Uh-huh.
and they were mad at me.
Really?
Yeah, okay. Why are you working on a weekend? We
Weekend,
cannot
yeah.
pick you. Even they were like 2 kilometers away from my location.
Still they said that.
The reason why I called them was I could not find a bus on a weekend.
Yeah, because
That's another issue.
if you lose a bus, you have to wait there for almost hour and a half. I still
Exactly.
remember it. I still remember it.
Yeah.
Uh,
So this is a sorry. So this is a big reality check.
yeah,
When people listen to your story, when I'm
yeah,
listening to your story, this is a
yeah,
big reality check that when people come to this country, they have different
yeah.
expectations,
Yes,
and the reality is
exactly.
completely different.
Yes.
Now I see you as a very successful individual, driving a nice car, having
Mm.
all these
Yeah,
luxury vacations,
yeah,
having a successful business and
Yeah. Yeah.
but it all started from somewhere. You
It
have
all
to
started from the bottom,
yeah,
believe me.
you have to grind.
Of course, of course. I still love the job. I still love my cleaning job.
Yeah,
I still love it.
that's
I'm proud of it. I'm
yeah,
proud of it. I remember it was Christmas 2012, my
yeah,
first year here, and because after you when you are in a winter break, like you when you start your winter semester, September to December, and your classes finish up by 15 December.
yeah,
So when you have holidays from your school, you're
yeah.
allowed to work full time, right?
Okay.
So I still remember it was 2012 Christmas, and
Mm-hmm.
I was 10 to go to India. My elder brother was getting married in
Okay.
February 2014,
Okay.
and I had my ticket booked for January 15. I was 10 to go there for a month,
Yeah.
and my mom was like, we might need your help, and will you be able to do it? Like,
Right.
will you be able to give us $2,000 for the
Okay.
marriage, right?
Yeah.
We might need your help. So like, okay, yeah, this is my time. I need to support my
So
family,
give
right?
back.
So Tabish, I worked 95 hours in a week.
95 hours.
95 hours in a week. That's
Okay.
for Christmas.
I have a question here.
Yes.
Did you have a car at that time?
No, I didn't have a car at the time.
How did you manage to
Okay,
travel
so
and work 95
yes,
hours?
yes. So there was no school. I was completely free. Monday morning, I wake up at 6 a.m. I took a bus, my way, which took me from, I would say, Westwood Mall to Islington,
Yeah.
and then from there another bus, my way, number one, which goes on Dundas, and then I reach most probably by 7:30. I start my shift at 7:30. I
Yeah.
finish 2 a.m. at
Wow.
night. So that's 15, 16 hours in a day. I come back home.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm eating from outside, right?
Right.
So I've come back home, nothing. I sleep.
Go back.
I wake up at 6 a.m., shower, go back again 7 a.m.
Damn.
And then I finish again at 1:30 or 2 a.m.
Yeah.
There is no limit because it's Christmas. It's like crazy busy.
Yeah.
Believe me, it's like even they want you to stay till 7 a.m. Like, no, no, let me go. I need to come back tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
I said, okay, if you want, I can sleep here in the lunchroom for 4 hours. I'll start at 6. Then, no, 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 we can't let you sleep here because then it's liability for them, right?
Yes.
Something happens.
Yeah.
So like, okay, no problem. And then straight 5 days, I did like 16 hours, 16, 17 hours. And I still remember Monday to Friday evening by 1 a.m., I was sitting close to 85 hours.
Yeah.
And then my supervisor thanked me a lot, saying like, okay, Anurag, do you want to take Saturday, Sunday? No, no, I don't want off. Give me
Yeah.
more work.
Yeah.
And Sunday I'm back again. I didn't start 7 a.m. I started 11 a.m. But then again I did 12 hours till 11 p.m. Saturday, right?
Yeah.
And then Sunday I tend to go again in the morning. So it was like 95 to 96 hours, and I
Oh,
used to work $10 an hour. So my paycheck was
$1,000.
$960 almost, something like that, right? So yeah, I was like, I did couple of like 2-3 weeks like this, and then
Mhm.
I was like, I was pretty proud of myself sending $2,000 to India.
Yeah. It's big
So
deal back
yeah,
then.
it's big deal back then, and maybe the money doesn't matter,
Yeah.
but we say when we are,
But the effort
it's
behind
a
that.
saying, when we are going somewhere and we are planning to make a visit, I always say the place is not a problem.
Yeah.
Don't think about the place, just enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
So that journey gives me, whenever I'm down or I'm feeling, you know what, I'm tired, I have worked so much. So I remember, Anurag, what are you talking about?
That
This is
is
just a
nothing.
start. You worked 16 hours a day, you work 95 hours,
A
5
week.
hours a week, and today you go to office for 6 hours and 7 hours, you
You
say you're
feel
tired.
tired.
No, you're not tired.
Yeah.
Just go get up and get your shit together, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
And that's the thought that that is stuck in your mind, right?
Yes,
That
yes.
you didn't work that hard to just stop here.
Believe me,
You have to keep going.
it will always be stuck in my mind for
Yeah.
rest of my life.
Yeah.
Whenever I feel low, it's not including to my work. Whenever I go to gym,
Yeah.
right? Whenever I'm playing a game, let's say it's cricket or soccer,
Mm.
whenever I feel like my team is going down or I'm tired or something, it always comes into my
Have to
mind. No, you're not tired.
bounce back.
No, you just compare it yourself with that and Anurag. So
Yeah.
you're not tired.
Yeah.
Everyone in their life, they do have an instance,
Yes.
because our brain is designed in a way,
Yeah.
we tend to remember small things. You can forget a biggest thing in your life,
Yeah.
but some small things that your mother or your father might have said you in your
It
childhood,
is stuck here.
you're still stuck there. And lives give you different moments where that similar situation comes in front of you, and then you say, Tabish, this is the same thing I did, so this
Right.
is the way I need to respond it.
Wow.
I need
I
to
can
get
totally
up.
relate with that.
You can correlate it because this is actually life, right?
Yes.
So that helps me in my day-to-day belongings, whatever I do it. And of course, you tend to learn when you're dealing with public,
Yeah.
because I was not a public figure, because I never know how sales work, I never knew how to convince someone, or if you are pitching someone to, of course I'm into immigration and I'm selling my service, right? So you
Yes.
should be a good salesman also if someone is going to trust on you and retain your services.
Right.
So
Right.
so that comes, that also I have a story. I'll let you know how I came into this.
Yes.
So but yes, Humber College was great.
Right.
It was very hard for me, but it was great. I met some pretty good friends. I am still in touch with them,
Yeah.
right? Some of them moved to Calgary, some of them is in BC, some of them
Okay.
are here in Brampton, some of them moved to US, some of
Yeah.
them went back. But yes, it was pretty great.
Awesome.
Doesn't matter in whatever college you study, just enjoy your moment,
Awesome.
right? Because again, money is important, but money you're going to get back, but the time won't come back,
I won't come.
right? Especially for students who come after 12th
Mhm.
or high school, I believe so. For them it's very important to have a good college life, because
Right. Because they have missed the college life back in
exactly,
India as well,
because
right?
I have seen a difference in between students who come after high school and students who come after college. After college students, they are calm, and they try to keep themselves together in a better way.
Because they have lived their
They
life.
have lived those 3-4 years. They are already there. Okay, I have seen this, I
Right.
have seen this before, this is nothing new for me. But students who come after high school, like I came, it's very difficult for them, because there are a couple of things, they never got that type of freedom.
Right.
No
It's
one
their
is
first
asking you,
exposure.
no one is asking you, when are you coming home?
Yes.
Where are you?
Yes.
What did you drink today?
Yeah.
What did you had in your lunch?
Yeah.
Of course, when you call back home, the first thing mother says is like,
Have you
have you
eaten?
had your food or not?
Yes.
Right? That's what they don't ask you what's your study. They ask
Nothing.
you, is your health okay?
Yeah.
Have you had your food? Everything is going good. So that's
Yeah.
what they, but again, it's freedom, right?
Yeah.
Here, no one cares whenever I come home, whenever I go, with whom people I'm meeting, whom I'm sitting with, whom I'm sharing
Your
food,
association.
what are my thoughts, what is my company. So this is the type of freedom where it's going to be good for you also, but it's going to be bad for you. At the end of the day, it's completely your decision where actually you want to see yourself in next 5 years, right? That's what makes you important, because we have a saying in back home. They say कि like आज पढ़ लो,
हाँ.
आज पढ़ोगे तो तभी कल next year, your next after 2-3 years you'll be succeeding up, right?
Yeah.
So it all depends upon whatever decision you take today. It might not affect you right away, but it will ultimately affect you in the coming
long term.
days, weeks, or years.
Yes.
Right?
For sure. Awesome. Thank you for joining us today. Share it with your friends and subscribe to our channel, because we'll keep bringing interviews with experts in your field to boost your career growth. See you all on the top.